One of the really neat things about that I tried to take on here is I created this power station. The driving force behind it was a couple of few different things. One, while I'm actually building the layouts, um, you want to test the layout. So I've always had these, the throttles and the power supplies always dangling somewhere. Wires are always dangling. I'm tripping over them. I'm knocking the power supplies to the floor. That drives me nuts. In the first place, obviously I didn't have much choice in the matter, but that was driving me crazy. In a previous layout, I had my circuit breakers are under the table, and I couldn't see the lights when there was a short. So I didn't know, is the locomotive stopping, or is there a short on the tracks? And these circuit breakers come with all this nice lighting. I wanted to be able to see it. So that was a couple of things. And then the other thing is that these circuit breakers, there's 3 here. I have 3 more down here. I have 7 basically lines for the whole layout. So I want to be able to see when lights are going on and off. I'm going to be using Arduinos to do some controlling of some things, like the turnouts and things like that. And I want to be able to see those lights too. So I wanted a cabinet that was open on this side, but also open on the back side, so that all the wiring can be easily connected to the wiring from under the table. And then obviously the wiring's out of the way, so you're not tripping over everything. As you notice, as I rolled it out, it is on casters, so that I can kind of move it, or maybe even connect it to different locations around the track. That's good and bad. I think this is going to be a main power case. Since I'm running a lot of DCC, I got NCE. I'm going to put up these panels so that at different locations around the track. So I'm thinking maybe one of those connections to plug in the cab is either going to be over here off this side, and one in the back where I have a big rail yard for setting up the trains and putting them together. So those are 2 places where you probably want to be able to access the throttle. I am hoping that in the future I get the NCE wireless antenna, and that would also go up on top of here. Now, the other thing I did is this top is removable, so I can remove this top to just work on power supplies, or if I want to take those power supplies, I can just disconnect things and then just pull that whole top off. The other thing I did is each one of these shelves have just angle brackets, just angle brackets with a bolt here and a bolt here, so when it's in use, it's not going to move. But let's say I want to work on the electronics that are involved here. So you'll notice at the top I've got DC and DCC locomotives running. I got center off, double pole, double throw switches, so I can switch from one power to the other, and I'm going to hopefully have those connected in here. But in order to work on the electronics that are here, I can pull this board out, or I can do the same with this board, and then same thing up here for any of the Arduino stuff that I'm working on. And that way I can make that board, that individual electronic control panel, and pull them out and move them, and the top is there. Now, those of you who I do woodworking, so one of the things that, if you look at this cabinet, you're going to say, geez, it's not going to be really stable because you don't have any triangles in this direction. So what I did was I've got a 4-inch piece here and a 4-inch piece here at the bottom, so that will make that strong. I also put in electrical boxes. I still need to get some electrical plates. Home Depot didn't have electrical plates at the time. And so I brought a wire in from up here, wired all these together, and then first it goes to a switch, which actually works really good for like an emergency power switch off, but I can turn all my power off to my whole layout, and in just one little flip of the switch. I had done that same technique in another layout that I made, a smaller layout, but all the electronics were combined underneath the board, and you can't see it. can't look at it to troubleshoot. It's hard. You have to crawl under to get multimeters. With this, I can stand up in front. I can work from it from the front. I can work on the electronics from the electrical connections from the back. I can work on the electronics from the front. I can remove shelves and then put them on the workbench and work on it. So just an idea I had built, and those were kind of my driving force ideas. Not sure this is the perfect solution, because when it comes to doing operations, rail operations, and running the trains all the time, I'll find out what I need to adjust and change in the whole system. But I'd throw that out there, throw it on my YouTube page, kind of just give an idea for some people and show what I'm working on and how it's going. And hey, I have a thick skin. You can tell me if you think something might be messed up.